So Abbas will say no,
He doesn't want to do that.
but UNRWA will still count them. I mean, so as far as so here is how it works. So Abbas, in particular, threatened to put on the table the right of return, or negotiating the right of return. And so the Chak al-Auda movement in Beirut wrote these words, and I paraphrase here basically, that no leader, in particular you, Abbas, have the right to give up our divine right. The understanding of the right of return of the collective is that no individual, because of how strong and the understanding of the right of return means to Palestinian refugees, can ever give up this divine right that we have. And so Abbas grew up with this. I mean, regardless of Abbas, he is still. It's part of the collective memory of Palestinian identity. Whether or not he is, he himself, sees himself as a refugee or not, is irrelevant to the messaging that he puts out there. And he, as the representative, the Rais of the chairman of the Palestinian Authority, has to basically follow suit when these issues are being made. And that's the. And look, I'll articulate even further. The two largest communities in the Palestinian diaspora, so to speak, in North America, are in Dearborn, Michigan, and Jacksonville, Florida. And there's a reason how they got there, et cetera, et cetera. There's also a reason, if you fast forward, the problems that we face today in America about Palestinian society. But in my research, I actually was able to find one of the few op-eds ever in English and in Arabic written by one of the individuals in Dearborn, Michigan in 1949. And the fascinating part about that op-ed was, it was the first time I ever saw any kind of self-criticism. Basically arguing that, the gist of the op-ed was, how come we're not looking inward? Why are we not blaming the sultans and the other Arab leaders who put us in this position? Why are we blaming Israel? And you rarely find any time that groupthink mentality. This goes to the heart of the origins of the refugee problem. Why do they leave? So the majority of individuals who left because they were told to leave. The telegrams that came out of Syria and other places were basically told, leave. Once we eradicate the Zionist entity, you'll be able to come back to your homes. They had a foregone conclusion of what was going to happen. When that did not happen, then they were left hanging, and the Arab world left them hanging. So I mean, the particularities of I grew up in a refugee camp or whatnot, may not be Abbas's own story, but he has to represent the image of all of that. I mean, and the fact is that is also part of the disconnect between Palestinian leadership, Arafat and company, who never suffered and never had, that they were close to the money and the resources and whatnot. They were able to use and abuse the imagery to sell Palestinian identity. I mean, that's the how it's worked out.